Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jennifer. So guys, in this video today we're gonna make this half corset using our corset pattern. So we are going to fold it there under the busts. We are going to fold it from there. Here we have a center front and side front, so you must fold it very straight because this corset is going to be straight on the top, and on the bottom we're going to make it small shape. I don't want it to be so straight at the bottom. So as you can see, I did make sure I fold the pattern very well because I didn't want any edgy or sharp on the side. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the same with the back. The back, this back did have like a zipper on, so just keep watching. You're gonna see what I'm gonna do, but for now we're first gonna fold it also on the bust line and keep it like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you. That is the back on top, the side front, and this one is the center front. Okay, so we have three patterns. For the back you can cut like 2 pieces, and for the side front and center front 1 piece each. So my fabric is on fold. I fold it like 2 times, so I'm gonna have it as a lining also and as a main corset. So I'm going ahead and place my pattern. That is the center front and that is the side front. I'm going ahead and pin it and take 1 inch on the bottom because I don't want it to be so straight. Keep watching on the video, you're gonna see what we're gonna do on the bottom there. So I did take like 1 inch. For now we're gonna keep it straight. I'm gonna decide which shape I'm gonna give it later. So you take 1 inch on the center front and 1 inch on the side front. You must make sure that 1 inch must match the center front. You can do it with your free hand or you can use your ruler to make it straight. So I went ahead and cut. So that is the front. I went ahead and take the back. As you can see in the video, make sure the side, front and the back must be on fold, like the same length, because you don't want to have a longer back and then the front is short. As you can see, I went ahead and fold it again, and now I have the same length. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the back. Remember, my fabric is still on fold. I fold it 2 times, so it's gonna give me 4 pieces plus the lining. So I went ahead and take 2 inches off. Remember, this back did have a zip, so that 2 inches off, I'm going to fold the pattern. I'm not going to cut it because I still need it to make some more corset for myself. So I went ahead and fold the back because this corset is gonna have line and it's gonna be open. So I went ahead and fold it and place it on my fabric. My fabric is folded in 2, so I'm not going to use a lining. So the same fabric is gonna be used for lining. Make sure you pin it well. So you must make sure you pin it well. Then we're gonna go ahead and measure 1 inch again on the bottom. This 1 inch is to decide later on which shape I'm gonna give the corset. So I did use my free hands to connect the 1 inch. You can leave 0.5 around sewing allowance, or you can leave 1 inch. It's up to you, but I always leave 1 inch because you never know. So this is the center front and side front. I'm gonna open it so you can see. Remember, our fabric was on fold, so we have 2 pieces, 1 for the lining and 1 for the main corset. So I went ahead and joined it. I'm gonna open it so you can see. It's still straight for now, even the bottom and the top, but I went ahead and joined the front lining and the main corset fabric. So now we're gonna do the back. Remember, our fabric was on fold like 2, so we have 4 pieces. 2 pieces for one side and the other 2 pieces for the other side. But if you have lining, you can just cut like 2. You don't have to cut 4. So I went ahead and cut 1.5, or you can cut 1 inch. We're gonna make the corset loops now. You can cut 1 inch if you can sew it nicely. So I went ahead and stitch it. As you can see, it's very fast. Other people do stitch it and then flip it around, but I love this method because it's very quick. So I'm gonna measure 2 inch. That is gonna be my loops length, and I'm gonna make 14 of it, and I'm gonna use 7 on the one side and 7 on the other sides. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure. Our 1 inch is for the bottom side and 1/4 inch for the top. I just want to make sure, I don't want to confuse myself and confuse you. So the 1/4, it's the top, and the 1 inch is the bottom. So I'm gonna start pinning my loops from that 1/4 inch from the top until I reach that 1 inch. I did measure. As you can see, I didn't pin on the 1 inch. So I'm gonna take my lining, which is the same fabric, or you can use other lining, and I'm gonna go ahead and stitch that sides. I'm gonna make like 2 stitch or 3 stitch. As you can see in the video I show you, the 1 inch side is the bottom and the top is the 1/4 inch. So I did remove the lining. You must first stitch your loops on its own, and then you're gonna take the lining and cover, then stitch it all together. So I was stitching my loops. Remember, I did pin it just to show you. I have to remove the pins because I don't want to break my machine needles. So it's gonna take a little bit of time. Just keep watching. So after stitching, this is how it looks. I'm gonna flip it a little bit so you can see. I'm gonna take my lining. Like I did say, I'm using the same fabric as a lining. So we're gonna go ahead and stitch it all together. Just stitch the one side, okay? The loop side, don't stitch the other sides. I went ahead and stitched on the other sides. That was a mistake because I must still give this a shape. So as you can see, I went ahead and stitched all 4 sides. You mustn't do that. Just stitch the loop sides. This is the side we need for now. The other side can stay open because we must still join it to the front and stitch it together. We're gonna do binding. So this is how the loops looks. Like I did say, I did put 7 on one side and 7 on the other side. So we're gonna go ahead and stitch the second back. So this is how it looks, the 2-piece. So this is our front. We are going to make the boning channel. So I did cut 1.5, or you can use 1 inch, but I advise 1.5. It's best because you can still stitch and then fold it and then stitch it back. If like you don't want to use other fabric to make the binding, you can buy already made binding. There's different color and type of binding, but I'm gonna advise you to buy a little bit wider one because you must still stitch it and put the boning inside. So this is how it looks. That is the first stitch. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that, and then I'm gonna fold it. I'm gonna fold it to make a second stitch, and after making that second stitch, I'm gonna go ahead and top stitch on the other side. Just watch what I'm doing. I'm sorry, my camera was a little bit far from the sewing machine, but this is how it looks after sewing. So I did make the boning channel on the center front, on the side front also, and on the joinings. So this is how it looks after stitching all the boning channels. So I'm gonna fold it into 2, and we're gonna go ahead and give this front corsets a shape. Remember, we did take that 1 inch while cutting, so I'm gonna go on the side front. I'm gonna take 1 inch, and that 1 inch I'm gonna connect it along the corset. You can use your ruler or you can use your freehand. At this point I did take my ruler and use the straight side to connect the corset, because I don't want it to just stand on my hips. I want that little bit of the shape. So I went ahead and take the back. Remember, I did say you must just stitch on the loop sides. Don't stitch it all around. It's not so necessary because we're gonna cut that bottom. So I measure it with my side front, and as you can see in the video, I want the length to be the same length as the sides front. So we're gonna go ahead and cut our front to give it a shape. Sorry guys, my table is very small. I'm working on that. So I'm gonna show you once I'm done cutting. So this is how the front look. On the sides you can see I wanted that little bit shape, and the center front it's still normal because I want it to be a little bit curvy. So we're gonna cut now the back, and make sure before cutting the one back you must first measure with the other one. If you have the same length, then you go ahead and cut it off. After cutting, please make sure both your back are the same length, because if one is short and the other one is long, then you're gonna be confused later. So just double check before sewing. Now we're gonna go ahead and join our lining and the main front. So the main front have boning channel, as you can see, and the lining is plain. I'm just showing you so you mustn't get confused, because I didn't use like a normal lining. I just used the same fabric as a lining. So we're gonna first join it with a stitch. After stitching, then we're gonna go and cut that 1 inch off like we did on the main corsets. So this is our back. We're gonna go ahead and stitch boning channels on the back. So I'm gonna stitch like 2 on the one back and 2 on the other one. Sorry for my camera. I went ahead and measure 1.5 like we did for the boning channel for the front, 1.5, and I just cut it longer. It's better long than short. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use my ruler to make the line straight. This is how it looks after cutting, as you can see. So I went ahead and stitched the boning line on the backs, so 2 on each side. So we're gonna go ahead and measure our boning. So your boning must be 1 inch shorter than the length of the corset. It will allow you to have easy stitching, because you must still stitch the top and the bottom. So I measure the length, and then I went ahead and remove 1 inch. So I'm gonna cut 4 for the back, and we're gonna go ahead and measure also for the front. As you can see, I have 1/2 inch on top and half inch on the bottom for easy sewing. So I must cut 4 for the back, 2 on each side. After cutting our boning, I'm gonna go ahead and insert the boning inside. As you can see, I have 1/2 inch on the bottom and 1/2 inch on the top for easy stitching. So I went ahead and do it on the other back. So we're gonna do the same method we did on the back for the front boning. Just measure your boning channel. Don't just go ahead and cut, and then after measuring you must cut 1 inch off. So we're gonna go ahead and do this on the entire front. Remember, I did make the boning channels on the front, on the joining, and on the side front. So this is how it looks after putting the boning. I went ahead and flat iron it front and back. Now we're gonna join our corset. So now we're gonna go ahead and join our front and back. So I just remember that we must first close the bottom. We did leave it open because we did insert the boning. So I went ahead and do the side seam, the stitching. After that, I just overlocked the side seam because I want my work to be clean and nice. So this is how it looks after joining, and I did the overlock from the inside. That is the back, and this is the front. As you can see, it's a little bit curvy on the bottom there. So I'm gonna show you the nice result on the big table, because this table you can't really see, but you can see the shape is there. So we're gonna go ahead now and use binding for the top. I use black because it's looking nice on this colorful fabric. So we're gonna stitch our binding. So I went ahead and stitched the binding on top and bottom. So this is how the corset looked. That was the front and this is the back. I went ahead and stitched also the string with the same fabric, or you can use the black one. It's up to you. I really love this. Was easy and quick. You can style it on your shirt or on your dress. It's all up to you. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.